Start with cause number 138, the state of Javier Gonzalez Chavez.
Okay, Judge, just a second. Can you get them in here? Show this.
Ad litem's present, Your Honor.
I tell you what, whoever's going to testify, go ahead and raise your right hand. We'll swear you all in at one time.
Hey, bring everybody. Erica too. Yeah, everybody that's going to testify. Kind of got to get in front of the camera, I guess.
All right. Travis, you got somebody going to testify?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand.
He has other hearings too. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can.
Okay. Okay, everybody has their right hand up.
Everybody raise your right hand.
Go ahead, Linda.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Bell, you might proceed.
Chavez, y'all look first. Okay.
You can put your hand down.
Okay. Okay. All right, Judge. I have an interpreter, so for some of the testimony, for the witnesses, the affidavits.
Yes.
Pull up my document here. The top.
Bring me that shove it.
Who's going to be first? This Luz. Okay. All right. All right, Judge, you ready?
You may proceed, sir.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, Luz Gonzalez,
Okay. And can you tell me your address?
8307 Fisher Road, Baytown, Texas, 77523.
Okay. And the decedent that we're here about today, what is his name?
Javier Gonzalez Chavez.
And that was your
Dad.
dad. Okay. All right. So scroll. I need you to stay. Okay. Come down a little bit more. A little bit more. All right. And did your dad have a fixed place of residence in this county?
Yes.
Now, but where did he pass away though?
He passed away in Houston.
Okay. Now, we're going to go through the heirs. And basically, was your dad married at the time he passed away?
He was widowed.
Widow. Okay. So your mom had already passed away, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So can you just go down the list of names as to who the heirs are and their relation?
Yes. I have my sister Sandra Edith Carmona, who's here. She's my sister, myself, Luz Gonzalez, my brother, Carlos Gonzalez, my sister, Lenny Gonzalez, my other sister, Myra Daisy Gonzalez, and Yvette Marie Gonzalez, who's also my sister.
Okay. And that you're saying that there is a necessity that we administrate this estate, right?
Right.
Okay. And now, were there any children born or adopted to your parents before that passed away?
Yes, true.
And who are they?
Javier Gonzalez Jr. and Alejandro Gonzalez.
Okay. And did they have any kids at all?
No.
Okay. Now, as far as your dad's marriage, can you tell me who he was married to?
Yes, my mother, Luz Maria Gonzalez.
And how long were they married?
40 plus years.
Okay. And so, but they were, their marriage was never dissolved,
Correct.
but it was terminated by your
By
mom's death. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, come down. And so now, not that this matters too much, but your dad's parents were
Jose Gonzalez Garcia and Ma Marina Chavez.
okay, and his dad's actually still alive, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as far as the best of your knowledge, there was no will, right?
Correct.
And so there's property that needs to be administered in this estate, correct?
Correct.
No governmental agency or state or anything. Charitable organization is named as a devotee, and well, there's no will anyway, but nobody. Okay. You are not disqualified from being appointed administrator for any reason. You don't have a criminal record or anything like
No,
that.
sir.
Okay. And there's no necessity for any appraisers or anything, correct?
Correct.
Okay, come down. Now, you and your sister, Zandra,
Correct.
are the ones that are applying to become the co-administrators, right?
Correct.
And y'all have an agreement among the siblings that that is what is to happen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come down. And so you're asking the court that you and Zandra be appointed co-administrators, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And Zandra, you've heard the questions I've asked your sister.
Yes,
If I were to ask you the same questions, would your answers be the same?
yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, Judge, and I have,
Do you need us to get it?
yeah, if you want to slide over a little bit.
Pásate para atrás, Carlos.
We're pull up their affidavits. Okay. Okay, can you ask them,
Pásate para las dos hablan, ¿usted entiende? Pásate,
come slide over so everybody can be on the camera
pásate,
here.
pásate. Nomás hágase para acá, para allá.
Can you see, you can move the camera actually, just, there you go. Okay,
That's
Okay.
good.
you see him, Judge? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yuri, can you ask both of them their names, please?
Una por una puede decirnos su nombre completo.
Consuelo
¿Se puede
Rodríguez.
quitar la máscara y dígalo recio?
Consuelo Rodríguez. María Álvarez.
And have they both signed affidavits that are important to this case?
Las dos han firmado una declaración jurada que tiene que ver con este caso.
Sí.
And prior to today, they've spoken with the ad litem attorney or the attorney that's representing the court. Is that correct?
Antes del día que hablaron con el otro abogado que está representando la corte,
Mr. Richard Park.
con el señor Richard Park.
See, okay. And so the affidavits that both of them signed are true and correct, right?
Las declaraciones juradas que firmaron.
Okay. And Judge, I'm gonna pass them over to Mr. Park.
Mr. Park,
Okay,
good morning.
yes. Ms. Alvarez and Ms. Valdez, I talked to both of you. Is that correct?
Se está preguntando que él habló con los dos, el señor.
Okay.
Yes.
And I confirmed the information that's set forth in your affidavit. And I satisfied myself when I discussed this matter with you that all the matters set forth there are true and correct. There are no other children or adopted or came into this issue other than what's in this affidavit. Is that correct?
Confirmamos con ustedes de que ustedes declararon que no hay más hijos fuera de los que están declarados, nada más que ustedes están seguros que no hay más hijos. Sí, yes.
Okay, that's all I have, Your Honor. Pass the witness.
Okay, Judge, I have the oath of administration, of administrator, two of them actually, and then I have proof of death and other facts that both sisters will sign.
Okay, so you first asked the court to approve a determination of heirship.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, that's correct. And Mr. Park, have you seen that and you agree to it?
Yes, sir. Everything's correct, Your Honor.
So I'm proving the determination of heirship, and then you've proven up the administration. So I'm approving independent administration and award letters to the administrator.
Okay, Judge, we'll have them sign, we'll have them sign it right now. Okay, they can.
Okay, sounds good.
¿Pueden parar
Thank
sus
you.
ojos?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Park.
Thank you. May I be excused, Your Honor?
You may be. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. You too.
All right, let's move on to the state of Patsy Lindsay, 21 CPR 1. Mr. McCall, good morning.
Morning, Judge.
You've been sworn in. Ms. Bro's been sworn in. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name is Debbie Bro, is that correct?
That is correct.
And your mother was Patsy Lindsay.
That is correct.
She passed away on May the 11th of 2016, is that correct?
Yes,
At the time she passed away, she had a fixed place of residence in Chambers County, is that right?
yes,
She left a valid written will that was dated July the 24th of 97, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you recognize this copy, the original been filed with the court, but you recognize this to be her last will and testament?
Yes, I do.
And you recognize this to be her signature?
That is her signature.
Okay. And so far as you know, she never revoked that will?
That is correct.
Okay. She never had any children born to her or adopted to her after the date of the will?
That is correct.
She never divorced after the date of the will?
No, she did not.
Okay. And you filed her will as strictly as a muniment of title, is that correct?
That is correct.
And your siblings and everyone has agreed to that?
Yes, they have.
And your dad was named as the executor, but he's relinquished that right to you, so you could go ahead and get this probated, is that correct?
That is correct.
And you're asking the judge approve your application to probate this will as a muniment of title and admit it to probate, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And was there any debts owed against the estate?
No debts.
Okay. Can I go ahead and get you to sign this affidavit showing there was no debts owed by the estate? That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, everybody admits will to probate and authorized letters. Melinda, is Christie on?
Yes, sir. Well, she's right here beside me.
Oh, okay. Have her, hey, Christie, call Lauren, please, 2440.
You want Christy too?
Christie, call Lauren. Lauren needs her caller for some reason. Excuse me. All right. Thank you, Mr. McCall. We're going to move on to 21 CPR 002, State of Weta May Borough. And that's
One second, Your Honor. I've got mine here. Thank you.
raise your right hand, please, sir.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name is Duffy Thomas Bro Jr., is that correct?
Correct.
And your mother was Aquita May Bro?
We can roll, yeah.
She passed away on September the 21st of 2020, is that correct?
Correct.
She left a valid written will. See if I get this. We filed for probate in this court. Let's see, it's dated January 26th of 2010, is that correct?
Correct.
And you recognize this to be the exact copy of the original that was filed for probate?
Yes.
And you recognize this to be her signature, is that correct?
Yeah.
And she was a resident of Chambers County on the day she passed away?
Yes.
She didn't have any children born to her, adopted to her after the date of the will?
No.
Okay, and she never got divorced after the date of the will?
No, my dad passed away first.
Okay, but she never divorced after the date of the will? She didn't leave anything to any charities or governmental entities or anything like that?
No, sir.
The will named you as the independent executor,
Exactly.
and you're not disqualified in any way from serving as the independent executor. And we've had an opportunity to review this proof of death and other facts,
Right.
and you've already signed this and under oath, is that correct? You're asking that the court approve your application to probate your mother's will and name you as the independent executor, is that correct?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and get you to sign your oath.
Everybody admits will to probate and authorized letters. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Judge.
Sir.
They may come by this afternoon to the clerk's office. Will the letters be ready this afternoon or
Melinda, the letter's ready this afternoon?
maybe?
Okay, I'm sorry. What did you ask?
Will the letters be ready this afternoon?
The letters.
As soon as we get you to sign the order and you
Yeah,
sign,
I'll send all that and send it just as soon as the hearing's over.
well, yeah, give me a little time because I'm on the west side, Travis. I'll call you
Okay, that sounds good.
or check with me before someone comes over.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Okay, number 7, 21 CPR 0007, the state of Roland Anthony Guidry. Mr. Bell, Mr. Fuller.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm present.
I'll give you all a call.
Is Mr. Bell still on?
Yeah, I'll call you in there.
There he is.
Maybe I should call.
I don't see him. Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
here.
here.
I'm here. I'm here.
Alex, you ready?
Yeah, I was muted for a second. Okay.
All right,
Hey,
we need to swear.
yes, sir. Crystal and Deborah. They're
Okay, if you ladies will raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Roll down a little bit. So.
Okay, you put your hand down. You may proceed, sir.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Erica Guidry,
Okay. And where do you live, Erica?
155 Corn Court, Baytown, Texas, 77523.
Okay. Can you hear, Judge? Is it good?
I can.
Okay. Okay. Now we're here about the decedent, and who was this? What's his name?
Roland Anthony Guidry,
Okay. And how was he related to you?
he was my husband.
Husband. Okay. And at the time of his passing, did he have a fixed place of residence in Chambers County?
Yes,
Okay. And he died on December 18th of 2020, is that correct?
yes, sir.
And that was in Cove, Texas?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, did you and Roland have children?
We have
Come down a little
one.
bit more. Have one?
Mhm.
Okay. And what's your child's name?
Rosalind,
Okay. Did Roland have any other children?
yes, he had two other daughters.
Okay. What's their names?
Carissa McCall Guidry
And
and
how-
Kylie Shea Guidry,
How old are they?
26 and 13.
Okay. And now, but this was his only marriage, so right, with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, come down. Now, there's a necessity for the administration of his estate, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he didn't have a will,
Yes, sir.
unfortunately, right? Okay. There were no other children born or adopted besides the ones we've mentioned, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And when were y'all married? Come down.
October 31st of 2009.
Okay. And Roland's parents, are they alive?
Yes.
And what's their names?
Roland Guidry is his father, and Mary Huerta Contreras is his mother.
Okay. And go ahead.
Downstairs.
All right. And he owned property, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One was the address that y'all own together, right? That you just mentioned.
Yes.
And other personal property and things of that nature, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you have to do this to get all that straight, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you're not disqualified from being an administrator because of a felony record or anything like that,
No,
right?
sir.
Okay. So you're asking the judge to authorize that you get letters of administration and become the administrator so you can take care of all this.
Yes, sir.
No need for any appraisers or anything for the estate, correct?
No, sir.
And you're you've spoken with his adult daughter, correct?
Yes, sir.
And she wants you to be the administrator. She's agreed with you that
Yes, sir.
that's best. Okay. All right. And come down. Okay. So you're asking the judge to declare who the heirs are, which we've stated, as well as make you administrator of this state, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Judge, now, Ms. Bird and Crystal, I'm gonna go to y'all. Y'all have been interviewed by the ad litem, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct, Crystal? I can't hear you.
Crystal, you muted.
Go to the.
Your Honor, I talked with, this is Roy Fuller. I talked with Ms. Trousdale last evening, and I'm not certain that she's going to be able to be present. Said she would have to be at work, and if anything, she would have to call in. So I'm not certain that she's going to be here on Zoom.
She's here. We can see.
Oh, she
her.
is?
Is that
Okay.
Crystal?
All right.
Yeah, we can see her, we just can't hear her.
Okay, then my misunderstanding.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, Ms.
All right.
Bird,
Let Miss Bird testify. And Crystal, can you hear me? Crystal, can you hear me? All right, you can shake your head up and down, or no, or, okay, go ahead. You can.
Okay. All right. Ms. Byrd, prior to today, you had signed an affidavit concerning the identity of the heirs, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you have personal knowledge of the affidavit, correct?
Yes.
And
Yes, sir.
you signed that in front of a notary, right?
Yes, I did.
You're also interviewed by Mr. Fuller, who's going to talk to you here in a second. Is that correct?
Yes, I talked to him last night.
Okay. Ms. Trousdale, did you hear the questions I just asked Ms. Byrd? Okay. And the same thing applies to you, correct? Okay. I'm going to pass y'all to Mr. Fuller.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Byrd, it's my understanding that you are the mother of the surviving spouse, Erica Guidry. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. And there was some discussion at some point in time about a will, but to your knowledge, that the will it never went forward with the drafting a will. Is that also correct?
That is correct.
And the only children that the decedent had were the children that have been identified in your affidavit and been testified to by the surviving spouse, Erica Guidry, which is Carissa McCall Guidry, Kylie Guidry, and Rosalind Guidry. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And the decedent never took any children into his home?
No, he did not.
Other than those 3 children?
That's correct.
And no one has come forward at this time claiming to be a child of the decedent?
No, they have not at my knowledge.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, anything else to this witness? Mr. Fuller, you want to ask Ms. Trousdale if she agrees with the same questions?
Ms. Trousdale, is she able to testify, Your Honor? Ms. Trousdale?
Yeah, she can shake her head up and down. I don't know if you can see her, but
I can't see her, but is my understanding, Ms. Trousdale, you are the mother of the child Kylie Guidry, is that correct?
She said yes.
Yes. And you know of no other children that have come into the family, and no one else is claiming to be a child of the decedent?
No.
She said, okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Bill?
Judge, that's all testimony. We're just asking that you go ahead and determine the heirs and admit my client as the administrator of the estate.
All right, Mr. Fuller, are you good with determination? Are you comfortable?
Yes, Your Honor. I am comfortable that the heirs have been identified and have been, as with the surviving spouse and the 3 children that have been identified.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Hereby approve the determination of heirship and approve letters of independent administration. Thank you, Mr. Fuller.
Thank you, Judge.
So much. Mr. Bill, are you done?
I'm done, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Excuse, sir. All right. Let's go to 21 CPR 0014. State of Sonia L. Hams. Mr. Dawson. Good morning. You're muted.
Yeah, well, Judge, I've only had 8 cups of coffee, so I was had a little problem with the cursor.
I understand. Did we swear you in a while ago? Are you testifying?
I am.
Go ahead, Melinda.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct? So help you God?
I do.
You may proceed, Counselor.
Judge, I was well acquainted with Sonia L. Hans. I've known her since about 1969 when she and I worked together at U.S. Steel Texas Works in Chambers County. She died on January 7, 2021 in Chambers County, Texas, whereupon I filed the will for probate. The will is dated May 13, 2016. It was drafted by me at her request and direction, and it was signed by her. I asked the court to take judicial notice of the will of Sonia L. Hans.
Yes, sir.
A necessity exists for the administration of the estate. There is no children born or adopted after the date of the will. She is survived by her husband, Gordon W. Hans. They were married in 1982. There was no gifts to charitable organizations or any governmental entity or the state of Texas. It's a non-taxable state. She never applied for Medicaid benefits. Her husband, Gordon W. Hans, is well qualified to serve as independent executor. I ask that the will be admitted and that Gordon W. Hans be appointed independent executor to serve without bond. That's all I have.
All right, so done, Counselor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Move on to number 15, the state of James Willard Lovelady. Mr. Lefebvre, good morning.
He's muted.
John.
Yeah, I'm unmuted now. Good morning,
Hi.
Your Honor. How are you doing?
Did we swear you in earlier?
Yes. No, I haven't been sworn in yet.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
I do.
You may proceed, Counselor.
Your Honor, I'm acquainted with the decedent, James Willard Lovelady. He died in Baytown, Harris County on January 25th, 2021. At the time of his death, his residence was in Chambers County. He had a fixed place of residence. The will that we're presenting to be probated was executed on September 12th, 2017. And to my best knowledge and information, it has not been revoked. And since he executed when he was a widow, and there's no marriage after the date, and there were no children born after the date that the will was executed. There is a charitable bequest to St. Mark's United Methodist Church of Baytown, Texas, in the will. He designated his two of his sons, Mike Lovelady and Bob Lovelady, to be the independent co-executors. I asked for their full names to be noted, that they're one and the same person, that Mike Lovelady is one and the same person as James Michael Lovelady, and Bob Lovelady is one and the same person as Robert Craig Lovelady, in case they have any difficulties in having their letters accepted as Mike and Bob Lovelady. Both of them are qualified. They're not disqualified to serve as independent co-executors. This is not a taxable estate. We ask that the bond and appraisers be waived and that they be designated as independent co-executors of the estate. And there is a necessity for the administration of the estate. And other than the one charitable bequest, there were not any other bequests to a state of Texas or agency of the state or another charity.
Thank you, Counselor. Everybody admit the will of probate, authorized letters. Thank you, sir.
May I ask you, is the will are you gonna sign the order today?
Yes, I will.
Okay, because I got an email. I got to get the oaths. They're in different parts of Texas to.
Well, once you get the oath, if you get the oath to me, I'll get the order signed.
Oh, you won't sign the order until they get the oaths, or?
No, you'll sign the order, correct, and then they sign.
Because usually they won't be appointed.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get the proof of death to you today.
Oh, okay. Good.
Thank you. It's good seeing you. You have a good day, Your Honor.
You too.
Good seeing you, Melanie. Good.
You too.
All right.
All right. Number 16, state of John Elroy Henry. Mr. Kyle, you still on?
Henry wasn't here.
There you are.
Everyone was sworn in, Don.
Raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand down. You may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name is John Elroy Henry Jr., is that correct? Your dad, John Elroy Henry Sr., passed away on January 7th of this year, is that correct? At the time he passed away, he was a resident and had his fixed place of residence in Chambers County. That's correct. He left a valid written will dated June 28th of 96, is that correct? That's correct. And you recognize this to be the exact copy of the will that we filed for probate? Yes, sir. And you recognize this to be his signature? Yes, sir. Okay. And so far as you know, he never revoked that will? Yes. Okay. He didn't have any children born to or adopted to him after the date of the will? Yes. He never got divorced after the date of the will? Yes. Okay. He named you to be the independent executor of his estate? Yes. and you're not disqualified in any way from serving as an independent executive. And you're here today asking that the court approve your application to have your dad's will admitted to probate and name you as the independent executive.
Yes.
And we reviewed this oath earlier. You can just sign that for me if you don't mind.
Everybody admits will to probate and authorized letters. Mr. McCall, you got another one, so we'll wait till you.
I'll grab that one. We'll be right with you.
Mr. Henry, good to see you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jeff.
Oh. Mr. Henry's son. Oh.
All right, raise your right hand, sir.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes.
Yeah, you may proceed, Counselor. You can put your hand in.
Your name is Wesley Wade Dion, is that correct? Yes. Your mother was Stephanie Yon Dion. She passed away on January 18th of this year. Yes. At the time she passed away, she had her fixed place of residence in Chambers County. Yes. She left a valid written will dated August the 9th of 07. Correct? Yes, sir. And do you recognize this to be the exact copy of what we filed, the original with the court? Yes, sir. And you recognize that to be her signature? And as far as you know, she never revoked this will? No. She didn't have any children born to her, adopted to her after the day of the will? She never got divorced after the day, so she didn't leave anything to any charities or any governmental entities. The will named you as the independent executor, is that correct? Yes, sir. And you're not disqualified in any way from serving as the independent executor? Yes, sir. And you're asking that the court approve your application to probate your mom's will and name you as the independent executive? Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. We'll sign that right there with your oath.
All right, everybody admits will to probate and authorized letters.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir. You're finally through, aren't you?
What do you say?
You're finally there.
Oh, yes, sir. Thanks.
Take care. Have a good day. All right, cause number 21 CPR 20, State of Mary E. Stitcher. Ms. Dennis, good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, you may proceed. I saw that your witness was sworn in earlier.
That's correct, Judge. Would you please state your name for the record?
Michael Farrell Stitcher.
And what's your relationship to the decedent?
She was my wife.
And she died on January 5th, 2021?
Yes.
And that was in Baytown in actually in Harris County, correct?
Correct.
But she was a resident of Chambers County.
That is
when
correct.
she passed away. Did she die without revoking her will that was dated October 12th?
No, she did not reverse her will.
Okay. And were there any children born after the date she made that will?
No.
Okay. And did she have any marriages dissolve?
No.
You were the only marriage, correct?
Yes,
you were
correct.
her.
Yes.
Okay. Has 4 years elapsed since we filed this application and the date that she died?
No.
Was the state of Texas, or did she give anything to a charity?
No.
At the time of her death, she owned some property in Chambers County, correct?
Correct.
And there's a necessity for the administration of this estate, correct?
That is correct.
And you were appointed as the independent executor in this will?
Yes.
And you are not disqualified for any reason for serving? And you're asking the court to admit that will to probate and grant you letters testamentary?
Yes.
And there's really no need for appraisers, so you're asking the court to waive any appraisers?
No.
I have no further questions, Judge.
All right, everybody admits will to probate and authorized letters.
Thank you, Judge.
Counselor, take care, sir.
Okay.
All right, cause number, last but not least, cause number 21 CPR 0021, State of Harvey Sholander. Good morning, Mr. Scott.
Good morning, Judge. My client wasn't sworn in earlier.
Okay, raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
I do.
You put your hand down, Counselor, you may proceed.
And your name is Allison McShan Sholander?
Yes.
And you are the wife of the late Harvey Schiller, correct?
Yes.
And he passed away on January 1st, 2021 and lived in Chambers County this year?
Yes.
Okay. And he lived in Chambers County at the time of his death, correct?
Yes.
He left a valid unrevoked will dated June 3rd, 2020. Is that
Yes.
correct? I'm going to show you a copy of that and ask you if you recognize the signature.
Yes.
And his will named you to serve as independent executrix without bond or other security. Is that correct?
Yes.
After he made his will, he had no other children or adopted no other children, right? Okay. And you're not disqualified by law from receiving letters of testamentary. And neither Texas nor any other government agency or any charitable organization is named as a beneficiary of his will. Is that correct?
Yes.
Judge, we'd ask the will to be admitted and Ms. Scholander to serve as independent executrix.
Admit the will of probate and authorized letters from Ms. Scholander. Thank you, Counselor. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
I think we're done. Court's adjourned.
And you're gonna sign the orders, Judge?
I am already started working on them. So
You're
yeah,
the best.
signed this morning.
Say
Thank-
hi to Allison. Did you say?
Hi, Allison. I saw you back there. I thought that was you. I wasn't sure, that mask covers most of your face.
I have a really small face.
Yeah. But I thought that was you. Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Good. All right.